Okay. Can anybody hear me? Property. Hmm? Yay, okay, I think everything's good. Everyone in the chat, can you let me know if you can hear my mic audio? Okay, so right now this is the state of the spawn point. It is in a village, but eventually, I think before the launch, we will have an actual headquarters and everything set up. But it is in the middle of a taiga forest. I'm just still working on actually making this kind of a safe area, and we have a couple of beta testers that are helping me out with the world. So we have a couple of small bases around the area. But as of right now, it is a vanilla server. It is going to be run on just regular Java, so you will not need a Forge launcher or anything, but there will be some resource and data packs that kind of just tweak the gameplay a little bit. I have like one person sleep, so not every, like if there's a bunch of people on the server, not everyone's going to have to sleep at the same time. And I have fast leaf decay for the trees, so you don't have to wait for the leaves to despawn. And there's no bed in here. See, there is, I added the data pack for shulker boxes in the end. So when you kill a shulker box, instead of a chance of getting one and maybe two, they're going to drop 2 shulker shells every single time. That way it just saves a lot of time and energy, especially with the amount of people that we have to actually collect the materials to make shulker boxes. The dragon will not drop elytra or anything, and there's no mods, including that. The difficulty is going to be on hard. Trying to think. Is there anything that you guys are looking forward to and or would like to see on this server, whether it be any type of area claiming, land claiming, like locked chests for players to protect their inventory, or if you would prefer to work on like a gentleman system, and if those who are caught breaking the rules are just instantly kicked from the server, and because there will be multiple backups, so hopefully if anything does go wrong, we're able to restore everything. But we can add a lot of safeguards for your areas and your builds so other people can't either build or touch stuff. But for that, we would have to go to a modified version of the Minecraft, and I am trying to keep this, especially for like the first server. If there is interest, there will be multiple servers, so we'll have more heavily modded or specific targeted ones. But so just keep in mind, this is aimed to be kind of an entryway for those who are interested in Minecraft to meet new people and play with them. So I'm just kind of looking forward to ideas of what people would like to have included with the amount of people who would be willing or concerned about joining. A shop? For shops, I mean, we could have like a dedicated shopping district where you can make a shop and have all your wares like kind of stored in there, and you can set the price and they just exchange and do it yourself. I'm perfectly fine. Again, that would be kind of up to the rest of the server mates if they're willing to do that. And we can actually set up a shopping district. We can just pick a place and set it up. But if only one or two people actually wants to make a shop, then it's like you guys might be the only one there. So it's up to you if you want to make a shop, and then that way if anyone does need anything, you can just set it up, and then if they come and buy stuff, like there's no rules or anything or limitations on if you want to make a shop. It's just if you do make it, and like just kind of upkeep it, because if you have a shop but it's been empty for a while and there's other players who would like to either build in that area to like actually build something else, and that shop's not serving a purpose, you might kind of remove that, or have you remove your stuff, or at least keep it constant. But other than that, I think it'd be more of a interactive basis. If anyone needs anything, just kind of give a shout out in chat, and everyone just kind of helps each other out for community wise. And especially for events like fighting the Ender Dragon, especially for unlocking the end for the first time, defeating withers, like the wither for the first time, like any of the bosses or kind of like milestones, I want to keep that as a group thing, at least for the first one. So because I know a lot of people like to, when they first spawn in, rush and get to the end so they can get their shulker boxes and elytras and have that mobility, and especially with the shulker boxes having that ease of moving and carrying more objects. But for at least for the first one, I want it more of a server event type thing, where I want at least a decent chunk of people to go in and fight at the same time. So it's more of a community kind of based thing. So it's not just someone logs in, they're like, oh, okay, the Ender Dragon was defeated like 2 weeks ago, and now everything's rated in the end. So I want that to be more of an event where everyone can be involved, so we can set up like a specific time, and then as long as it's in enough like advanced time where they have enough time to like try and put it aside, if they're there, that's great. If not, then that sucks. But at least we set it up so there can be as much involvement and as much community interaction as possible. And mostly that's just for, again, the very first Ender Dragon. I'd like that to be more of a community involvement and maybe fighting the Wither. So, but once we get those first community events out of the way, it's pretty much a free-for-all. You guys can do whatever you want, summon all the Withers you want, and if you want to do either like weekly or monthly Wither fights or anything like that, or have any like set up any events, as long as the community is down for it and you have people that are willing to participate, you guys can do that as you want. Yes, I was Guardian. I definitely want the iron farm to be a community thing, especially for how massive and efficient we can make them nowadays. I definitely want that to be a community thing. So I'll have the Guardian farm in the spawn chunk, so it's always loaded. And other than the HQ, if there's going to be farms in the spawn chunks or any like kind of really big resource intensive farms, I would like to try to keep that more community. And yes, you can respawn the dragon. It's just for the very first dragon fight, I want that to be a server wide event instead of just one or two people just kind of logging in and then rushing to the end game, whereas everyone's still trying to get their own gear. But so going back to your shops, like how you want to shops and sell stuff, if it is some kind of huge resource like iron farms, again, that's a community resource. So if you want to make shops, the items that are sold, it shouldn't be like you shouldn't have iron selling. Like that should be free resources for everybody. Same thing with guardian farms. Like if there's a guardian temple close to where a bunch of players are, like try to make that more of a community thing, because they definitely make more than enough resources through the farm, whether you're AFKing or just doing it to where we shouldn't need to hoard that and or sell that, especially with the amount of people that we're going to have. But sadly, this spawn village, during our beta test / cleanup, all of the villagers have died. So this village is kind of barren at the moment, so I do need to find another village. Oh, there's a... Oh, that's a tree. Never mind. I thought that was a villager outpost or illager outpost. So we do kind of need to repopulate this. So if you want a trading hall, you can actually have that in the spawn chunks and then just have it a community trading hall. And then just whatever emeralds, like bring your own trade materials. And then whatever emeralds you get, you can keep. And then, or if you want to create like a stockpile, you can keep a bunch of almost community emeralds. So if people are a little short, they can use it. And then just, again, gentleman rules, if you use a bunch of emeralds to make trades, whether you need the experience or you're trying to get something, at least try and replenish it. Don't take the last of it, etc., etc. Just, again, gentleman rules. Don't be a dick.
Same rules as the server.
Yeah, same rules as the server.
Discord server.
But again, it's also, this is just kind of me spitballing what I would like to see. But again, it's up to you guys as the server community to what you want. And just because we have like a community version doesn't mean that you can't have a private trading center. And just because I'm saying iron golem farms and the village trades are like a community thing, that doesn't mean if someone has their own in their base that you can just go in there and like use their shit and be like, oh, he said it's community. It's only what's in the spawn chunks. The spawn chunks is the community center. Anything built in the spawn chunks, expect it to be a community thing. So if you're building something, you're building it for the community. So try not to get like selfish, and for those who are using those resources, don't take advantage of that. At least give something back or try to help make things better or expand it if you want to use what is in here. Other than that, whatever you build, whether it be like you can have your own personal guardian farm, you can have your own personal ender or iron golem farm, or what have you. You can have your own personal, but if you want, you can make a community one. I'm trying to think for mods, because I do enjoy modded Minecraft a lot, but I know it turns a lot of people off because they can get really complicated really quick. So I am avoiding using, right now it is a vanilla server. I'm running on Forge, by the way. So I do have running it from a Forge launcher, but that's just because I have my own quality of life data packs that I have not included in this server, and that is just kind of like overlays for light level and everything, and just kind of ease of life. I have Optifine set in. Then I have like a notepad one to add my own notes, and these are all client based, so even if they're not on the server, you can add them yourself. I am completely fine with you adding your own resource packs, because that change your client side because they have nothing to do with the server. It's not affecting the server. I will, however, do not like the X-ray resource packs. So, you know, X-raying the land to see like where all of the iron ore is and everything. Yeah, I want to keep it like, don't cheat. Obviously, you know that's kind of frowned upon. Same thing with any kind of item duplication, glitches, shit like that. Oh, that wasn't lit up properly. Where'd you? Oh, never mind. You're good. He's outside the barrier. But so if there is item dupes, I am completely fine with TNT duplications. If you want to make a barrier, or if you have a flying machine and you want to dupe TNT to help dig out a perimeter, that's fine. I really don't care. But for rails, like duplicating rails, I can understand duplicating rails if you need to make like an intense rail system to get some kind of villagers back or anything, but I don't ever want to see anyone trying to sell any rails on the server, or like try and like make people like buy rails when it's, you can almost not expect it but assume that they could have used a glitch to get them. So if you didn't actually really work that hard or just kind of glitched infinite amount of any kind of rails, and I don't want to see anyone charging someone to use any or to get any, because they are available through that, and I'm not going to forbid that because again they don't really alter gameplay, but I want it to be fair. And just because, you know, you might know how to make dupe the rails and everything, someone else might, and you shouldn't be taking advantage of people like that. Griefing, again, gentleman rules. If like you're actually friends, I don't mind pranks, but if you alter or mess with someone's base in any way, again, gentleman rules, I expect you to put it back the way it was. If someone does not like pranks or does not want pranks, doesn't want other people coming into their base and like building stuff, whether it be like a sign or just anything, respect their wishes and leave them alone. But again, I like pulling pranks. I will pull pranks, but also, you know, be courteous. Don't just assume that you can just mess with anyone and everything's okay. Just be respectful, but also I want you guys to have fun. Oh, this torch spam is horrible. Yeah, iron farms would fix the rail glitch, but also you have to think of the powered rails and the detector rails. Those are all something that you could easily glitch, and especially if you don't have an abundance of gold, and you shouldn't expect people to pay for more rails. Excuse me. When you can just duplicate those. So again, like the iron farm will fix the normal rails situation, but when it comes to rails that you need like redstone or gold to actually make, those can easily, like, a lot of people might not have access to a gold farm or a lot of gold to make those powered rails or anything, and you shouldn't, because of that glitch is available, and I'm not going to be able to moderate or monitor everybody to see if they're making any type of duplication machine. I might as well just say that's fine, as long as I don't see anyone ever charging anyone to actually have those rails. But obviously regular item duplication or any type of glitching to get items you didn't earn, or go switching into creative mode to spawn in items, that's automatic ban from the server. There's going to be no second chances for that. I don't care. So I just want people to have fun.
And build cool shit.
Yeah. You can get above the bedrock with an Ender Pearl Guardian. You don't need to, like the piston glitch, the piston magic with the erasing or the invisible piston head. I'm fine if you can do it, if you know how to do it, that's fine. And to remove the bedrock, I have no problem with that. If you want to completely erase a giant 24 block radius hole in the bedrock to make a giant hole leading down to the nether, if you want to go through all the effort to delete all that bedrock, I am perfectly fine with that. But you can get up to the nether with an ender pearl if you're in the right spot, and just set up a nether portal, and you should be good to get up on top of the bedrock anyway. But the deleting bedrock I'm perfectly fine with. If in the end, the end islands, those end portals to get out there, if you want to delete the bedrocks around there so you don't have to try and throw an ender pearl in there, you can just kind of walk through it. I'm perfectly fine with that. But it's any glitch that gives you an advantage over other players or grants you any type of materials that other people wouldn't have, that's the kind of stuff I don't want to see. And I don't want people taking advantage of with exclusion to TNT dupers and rail dupes. You know, TNT, it's, especially if you're trying to make like a witch farm or some kind of perimeter, it's not rational for me to expect you to dig out an entire like 128 by 128 barrier from ground level all the way down to bedrock. Like that's a lot of, like, I'm not expecting anyone to do that. I understand the need of TNT dupers just for the ease of life, and so you're not wasting 20, 30, 40, 100 hours trying to dig out this barrier when you can just dupe it. And really, that's the only thing you can really use it for. It's not like you could collect the TNT and you can't hoard it and use it. It's just, it automatically uses it, so it doesn't actually give you that TNT. Yes, I would want the gold farm to be free use, but also, again, be courteous. If you need a bunch of gold, at least plan to AFK there to get some in the system. Don't just go up, take all the gold that's in the system and dip out. At least replenish some of what you have, or if the person who makes it, you can set a minimum at like anything, like leave the first couple chests full, then anything past that is free to use. That way you can have that as your own personal chest. As being the person who made it, it's by rights that's yours, and you're kind enough to let everyone use it. So if you want to build a farm and have people use it, and you want to set limitations, like, the first 3 chests full of gold is off limits, but everything other than that, if you AFK, you're allowed to keep what drops you collect while you're AFKing, and that's fine too. So, what are your guys' feelings about mods on the server, or maybe some kind of data packs or add-ons that maybe you would either like to see or that you wouldn't want, that you think would ruin the vanilla experience, which, at least for this server, is I want, again, that vanilla experience, that vanilla, I guess maybe vanilla plus if you're looking for just a little more ease of life. But it's something that's not included in vanilla that can be easily added. And I think if this does do well and we get a decent amount of community, I would like to make a fully modded server and have more heavy mods that like really kind of advance the gameplay, like have an engineer mod, power mod, stuff like that. Player heads is actually in the data pack Guardian. So I have mob heads activated, so you do get heads from the mobs that you kill. It's a % chance. I have altered the loot tables a little bit, so they are slightly rare, but they are still available for drops. And same thing with players' heads. So if you guys have a PvP tournament or some kind of combat battle, if a player kills another player, that player's head will drop and you'll be able to collect it as well. So you can collect everyone's head that's on the server.
You just go around collecting everyone's head.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna collect my head?
Probably.
It's not very nice.
I was thinking about create, because I really like the create mod. Is really interesting for all of like the cogs and the machinery and everything. I want to stay away from one block solutions and multi-blocks that just, once you build the multi-block, is just, you have infinite resources now for whatever that multi-block is for. For me, that takes away the fun of Minecraft. Because I want that ease of life, like mechanism, like that 4 times, 5 times ore refinery, where you get that ore processing. Like, I like that, but the digital miner, when it just mines everything for you. For me, like, I want to stay away from those types of mods. So either the digital miner itself might be activated or deactivated, but the rest of the mod you can use, or maybe the recipes will be altered so it's a lot harder to obtain. Because I want to keep it interesting and have a payoff, instead of just building something and then, hey, look, I have all the stuffs now. And let's see what other. Personally, I cannot wait for Tinkers. I love Tinkers. So when the Tinkers mod is finally updated to whatever version, I do want that. Yeah, and I just saw Guardian Tinker. Yeah, Tinkers is one of my favorite mods. Silent Gears is pretty good too. Like, I like the Paxel, but just Tinkers is just amazing. So I would want tinkers. I like storage drawers, um, ender chests, the ender IO. I like portions of it, but as a whole, ender IO is a little too overpowered. Same thing with applied energistics. I do kind of like the sorting system, but again, it's very overpowered. So it also depends on the server too, because we might have, a server where it's just how modded can we make it, how many things can we automate, and just make millions and millions and millions of resources. So like AE2 would be good for that. But it's just personally for my modded, like general modded experience, I would probably have AE2 for just like the storage system. I love storage drawers, and just nerf a whole bunch so it's not too overpowered and it's still make everything like worthwhile, and like you still have to work to get to that point. I'm actually torn between because I know Tinkers, it has the I do like the Unbreakable, and I like that. I've probably change the modifiers though, because it is like the Unbreakable modifier for what is it? It's just a gold, like a gold, any kind of gold frame or a template like wrapped around obsidian. It's very early game material, so I might change that to where it's a lot more expensive to make your tools unbreakable, but I would definitely have that in the game. And I would probably have creative modifiers as a loot drop in dungeons and chests, so you can add more modifiers to your tool to actually apply all of those reinforcement plates. I have no idea, James. Honestly, I am not sure how many people expect to join the server.
I'm thinking somewhere between 5 and 10 from discussions I've had with people, but you never know, like, who's actually gonna join.
Okay, yeah. So again, I don't know if you heard her that well, but anywhere between 5 and 10 at this moment, based on a preliminary discussion in Discord for those who are eligible and who are interested. And those available for to join the server are level 2 and nerd masters. So level 2 and up for Patreons who are supporting Annie and her Patreon will have access to this server, and depending on how well it goes, we will be expanding it, and depending on the interest for the rest of the community, we might be adding more servers that
For different games!
Yeah, for different games, or for people who have like a free server for people to join, if there's interest and if this goes well and if you all behave. Yeah, I think right now, or for the last time I played, I think it was 5. You needed 5 reinforcement plates to get the unbreakable status. And again, I could alter that to either make it higher, but honestly, I think just to save on the modifiers and everything, because the creative modifiers, adding that to the loot chests, or maybe even adding that to the wandering trader as an extremely rare trade, they would be very, very hard to come by. And especially for just to make it unbreakable, you would need 5, if not 10 modifiers on that, on your tool. And it becomes, even if you can, like you have all the plates, it's kind of very hard to work your way up to it. So I would probably just more for ease of life have it just so maybe you just need one reinforcement plate to make it unbreakable, and that way you can use your creative modifiers for other things that you want, but have it be either ridiculously expensive to craft to get that single modifier plate, or have it be incredibly rare and naturally spawn somewhere in a dungeon. Yeah, James, as what we're talking about right now is just the modded side. That is definitely a rabbit hole, and a lot of people do get scared by just how game changing and how much it alters just the core base of the game, because there's so much stuff and it can be overwhelming. That's why, for at least for this server, I want it's going to be mostly vanilla, and it's going to have slight kind of tweaks to just kind of make your ease of life. So it's going to make the game easier. Yeah.
And also, there's a bunch of people who have said that they're new to Minecraft and really haven't played that much. So, anyone is welcome of any skill level, and I do hope that people who join will help the people who are new as well to, help them get the hang of it. This is really about community and us all just gaming together.
Yeah, what she said.
I'm the boss.
Yeah. 'Cause, there will be a wide range of players who have, little to no experience, and those who have a lot of experience with this game. So you should not be scared to ask for help, and or if you don't understand something. And those who do have that experience with this game and know the ins and out and know, the tricks and know how to work redstone and make farms, is we encourage you to actively go out and try to teach others to do the things that you know how to do. And like if you want to have building competitions or have a community project where everyone comes together to pitch an idea for, like, if they want to make a village or a castle or anything, you guys have free reign to create any type of event that you want with each other, and we encourage you guys to get together and come up with things yourself and stay active and involved. And who knows, maybe if we have like a steady community event with anything, we might have like some like a building competition to have everyone on the server either like join in like pairs, or you can do a single and have like me and Annie can walk around and we can judge like the builds and everything. We can have a competition with prizes and everything. So there's really a lot that we can do with this server, and a lot that you guys can just kind of come up with to interact with each other, and everyone's more than welcome to make their own kind of competitions and or group events that they want to take place on the server. I'm trying to think of other things. I have a data pack for the old fishing loot at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a temporary thing. I know some people like to use it as an early game to get like ahead, so when the server is released, it'll be available. But as the server grows, I might take it out, I might leave it in, I might take it out before the launch, I'm not sure. But as of right now, the old style fishing loot is in the game, so you can make the old AFK fish farms, and I'm perfectly fine with you doing that. But again, it's, if you are going to sell that loot, like, don't rip off people, because I know it is very simple to set up, but especially a lot of people, especially in the chat right now, they might have no idea what I'm talking about when I mean an AFK fish farm and what loot that you can get. So just be nice, don't take advantage of people, and if you want to use it, that's fine. But if you do want to make any type of either like enchanted bookshop or anything, then I will disable that mod pack or that data pack, so I know that you have come by those books legit and no one is getting bent over the fence, if you will.
Bent over the fence.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys want for how do you want like land claims for your bases? Obviously I don't want people to be like, oh, you know, in this 500 block radius, everything in here is mine. Like, obviously you can't claim a giant swath of land to build on. But how would you guys prefer we handled base building? Because you can, if you have friends that you know are joining, if you guys want to like base together, that's fine. But I want like to have at least a specific set of rules to where, you know, at least try to be, you know, so many blocks away from somebody else's base. So, you know, if they want to expand, they have that room for it, and same thing with you. And that way, if you have farms in your base, someone else isn't loading them when, like, if you're off, so that way there's no conflict, and there's keeps server lag down, and there's not a lot of interference, so everyone's far enough away, so we're not loading each other's stuff and then risk something breaking. I am perfectly fine with AFK. I have a data pack that shows if you're AFK or not. Your name, right now it's white. If you're AFK, I think it's just 5 minutes after like staying still without moving, it'll turn gray. I'm perfectly fine with any AFKing on the server, especially for any type of farms. Just know you do run the risk of getting booted if we have to do a reset or anything, and expect it to happen from time to time. So I don't want to hear anyone getting upset because they're AFKing and they got kicked from the server. It's not on purpose, it's not malicious, it's just we had to do something, so, you know, it sucks, but you gotta just kind of roll with it. I also have in the tab, I have a death counter. I'm at 10. Yeah. So everyone's gonna start at 0, and then that way we can just kind of see how many times people died and make fun of them as necessary. But as the server goes on, especially if we have competitions, I might change the scoreboard, so to see, you know, how many diamonds people have had, how many blocks people have mined, stuff like that. And maybe we can have either weekly or monthly competitions to see who can get the most of a certain type of block, or who can get the most points, and then so on and so forth. Yeah, code locks are fun. Like Redstone for me it's Guardian. It's very interesting and fun, and I like trying to figure it out. I am horrible at it, but it is definitely fun to try to come up with like redstone locks, or like combination locks, or like randomizers for like codes and everything. Like, so if you are fluent in redstone, if you will, make sure you help out your fellow Minecrafters and at least try to help them understand exactly how redstone works. For data packs, I think that's all of the actual data packs that I have that alter the game. I do have Enderman griefing turned off, so Enderman will not pick up blocks. And because that way, if we spend all this time landscaping or making everything, it's just not fair to have just an Enderman mess it up, and then especially over time it could get really out of hand. So Enderman griefing is turned off. Everything else, gas griefing, creeper explosions, all that is left on, all that's intact. It's just the Enderman. I have graves, so if you die, I have a grave system set up, so all your stuff will be inputted in a grave, so it's not scattered everywhere. So when you die, you'll get a pop-up message saying the coordinates of where you died, so you're able to go back, and all you have to do to get your stuff is just right-click the grave with an empty hand. And I think it just looks like it's a stone brick. It's like a stone brick, almost fence post, but looks like a grave. But it's made out of stone brick. You just go up with an empty hand, right-click it, and all your stuff will pop out. That way you don't have to worry about stuff despawning. Obviously, if you fall in the void, you're just kind of shit out of luck. But if you do die, at least for now, I do like the graves because it makes it a lot easier to retrieve your stuff. It becomes less of a nuisance and less of a negative, but also it doesn't take away that fear of dying. So it still keeps that excitement and that worry of dying, because like now you have to go back and get your grave and everything. But it does help bring down that annoyance and help people stay more engaged by not getting pissed off that all their stuff fell into lava and now they lost everything and have to start over. I believe that's it. And again, I have Forge, so I have some mods set up, which I have to go to the main menu to see. But so I do have mods, but again, it's just overlay mods for ease of life. If you want to have those, I have like inventory tweaks, so I can scroll, click, and like move everything around. If you want to have mouse tweaks, inventory tweaks, sorting and stuff like that, as long as it doesn't affect the server. Well, if it affects the server, it's just not going to work. But if you have the client side mods that you're used to, I am fine with you adding those separately, because as of right now we are not using Forge, so I don't have the ability to add those into the game for everyone else. So if anyone is interested in learning how to get a Forge launcher and add those stuff, feel free to ask the community, and I'm sure someone, if not me, will point you into the right direction into setting that up. If you die in lava, it will make a platform over the lava. If you die like just kind of on the ground or anything, it's just on top of the block that's on the ground. So it just kind of adds it on top of it, and I don't think it doesn't add any other blocks except for if you die in lava. It'll add a platform over the lava, or if you die in mid-air, it might add a platform in the middle of the air. And I did test it. If you die multiple times before you retrieve your first grave, like they don't despawn and they don't replace each other. So if you do die multiple times, you can go back and recollect everything from all those graves if you did have stuff scattered in between them, and other players can't access your grave. But as of now, this is kind of our, at least, beta version of what we're looking forward to. And again, I just wanted to make this live stream just to see what you guys are interested in or what you would like in a more vanilla direction.
Not chocolate.
Not chocolate, but vanilla. So if you guys do have any additional comments, concerns, questions, feel free to comment below and let me know your guys' thoughts. And as we are tweaking this, we will make sure to look at it and keep you guys involved so everyone feels more included, and we want everyone to have fun, and we want to know what you guys like. So feel free to comment below, message us in Discord. And that, I believe, will wrap up this episode. I might be starting a Let's Play series, at least once the server goes live. So if you are against being on camera, well, obviously you're not going to be on camera, but if you don't want to be in the other YouTube's videos, just let me know. And like, no hard feelings or anything. If you're not comfortable with that, I am perfectly fine. If you do want to be involved, again, let me know, and we can work something out and maybe have some a Discord call set up so we can kind of interact. If you want to go end raiding or start setting up farms and everything, if you want to be in the video. Also, if I don't get back to you or don't comment, or if I don't set up like a meeting, or if I say maybe in a little bit, it doesn't mean that I'm ignoring you or I don't want to work with you. It's just I can't have, obviously every single episode interacting with the community. I do need to kind of set up my own content and everything. So I need to space it out, and you just have to give me time, and eventually I will work with you. And same thing with Annie. She will do what she can. She has not played Minecraft before, so this will be a brand new experience for her. So
I'm a noob.
Definitely a noob, which, shameless plug, I have a series, Noobcraft, where I started Noobcraft. I will be getting back to that. It's just a series of events have kept me from being able to be creative. Started with work and then illness and then brokenness. But that series will be continuing. It's I think right now it's only 7 episodes long, and it will be continuing. It's a lot more story driven, and there's going to be a lot of lore and story elements and different characters. I will have some guest voice acting for certain characters and everything, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So I encourage you guys to check out. Probably if you can do an English accent.
Fuck yeah, I can, man.
So look forward to that, and if you guys are interested, feel free to check that out. Comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for supporting Annie in her endeavors and
supporting Tyler Specs too, because he's all Minecraft guru man.
Yeah, and for being interested in this server, and we look forward to expanding. I know it's kind of bare at the moment, and there is a lot more work to be done, but we just want you guys to know that we are working on this, and we are trying to do this for you, and it will become a lot better, and I look forward to seeing how this evolves. So thank you everyone, and I will see you guys next time.